The Sun Army, or the Bright Race, which I've been talking about and I've been posting up, are not going to do what it is the revolutionary black people think. See, when they see army and they see black people or the end of black people, they think that this army is going to build up. First of all, let me say this is a future army or present future army to come, an evolutionary army that will rise when the solar holocaust occurs on this planet. There will be a solar holocaust, right? There will be sun showers. That's why I opened up with that tune from Dr. Buzzard and the Savannah Brass Band. That's an old group from the 70s. They did Shay La Femme, for those of you who know the old heads. I opened up with that because there will be sun showers here. There will be solar holocaust here, right? And you know, there's the reason why scientists on Earth are creating man-made clouds to block the sunlight out, right? To bring rain. There'll be a lot of rain here to keep the planet cool off, to keep it from the sun's light from coming in, right? But they're not going to be able to stop it very long. Like I said, this is why they're erecting solar energy, or electing that solar energy be the primary energy source on this planet. And that has to happen because they have to have some place for the energy to be stored, right? They feel the best way to combat the energy is to utilize it, to store it, to give power to the planet in exchange, or to get rid of the present generators and electricity that runs on, and let everything run by solar energy. They're not going to have any other choice anyway, right? Many people will die from this solar holocaust. Many people will develop cancer, skin cancers, melanomas, your human race, right? Well, many will perish. They're perishing right now out in California. A lot of your acts, all of them passing away from melanoma because the planet is heating up. They've been talking about the ozone layer dissipating, you know, for years, right? And the topsoil of the planet will be burned away. Then you go into your Revelation where it talks about the earth being destroyed by fire, right? And the end of something is always the beginning of something else, right? The end of something is always the beginning of something else. There will be a people who will be able to house, the future people will be able to house that energy, that power, right? They will be able to house that power, and they too will become powerful by way of that fire, by way of that solar energy. They will become greater people, more powerful. They will have more mental and physical capabilities, advanced mental and physical capabilities. And these people will come together in the future, men and women, and they will relieve the humans of their duty. They will relieve the humans of their duty. They will have the new order to come in, the new world order. Order is key, right? They say in a society that the powers to be, any government has to maintain order, right? Law and order. The president, at one time, your former President Bush talked about the New World Order. So order is key in controlling any society, even having control over the planet. Order is key. So the Sun Army that will come in will not be the black race, because the black race has no order. Those people who refer to themselves as the black race, they don't have any order, right? It won't be majority of your humans, because they won't be able to house that solar power, that solar energy that's coming in, because they don't have souls. They don't have the solar complex to house that power. That's why they burning and dropping dead from skin cancer and things like that. They're not equipped to house solar energy or solar power or sunlight, right? Which means, obviously, that they're not natural people. This planet has been an artificial form of law and order for thousands of years. What I mean by that is that your humans have been in control. And the original or the real people who are supposed to be in control are your Amen beings, or your Omni beings, those who are descendants from them. However, due to race mixing with the humans, due to accepting of the philosophy of mankind, these people fell out of power. So they received a punishmental order. Again, order. Directive that went out to break their communication with those advanced beings. I spoke briefly about the advanced beings moving in a world that is not bound by a solar system, that is not bound in a solar system, does not move around the sun. They move in a continuous state. Our ancient ancestors talked about that moving planet, which they refer to as Nibiru or Planet X, or the 10th planet that they refer to in this society. Now they say it don't exist. All right? That's all made up. But I tell, like I was explaining yesterday, that in order, because we heard a lot of madness from yesterday. Somebody calls and says that the earth was always in existence and so was the sun. And I said, no, they came from someplace else that was continuous. They are small models of something bigger, something greater, right? That has no time frame and no time form. They come from, and the people who are descendants here, your natural people, your so-called black people, who've fallen out of mental connection with those future beings, those are the people who are going to become the Sun Army, the ones of the elect, the ones whose bloodline is still connected to the future, to those future beings, the ones who have not been washed out, the ones who are receiving reception. They're going to relieve, like I said, the humans of their duty as the keepers of law and order on the planet as it's supposed to be. In time, it's spoken about in your book of Revelations. These are your future people. As I said, your black man and your black woman, your average black man and average black woman are not fit to relieve anything right now. They're not fit to be in charge or in control of anything because they don't have any order. They don't understand order. They don't understand discipline. So they can't be in charge of anything. Right? They can't be in charge of anything. Order is key in everything that you do in society. There's a corporate order. There's a military order. There's a governmental order. Order is key in everything that you do. If there is no order, if there is no structure, then you will not be able to have or sustain anything. This is something black people don't understand. Right? But the intelligent ones who are coming out of the black race, who will hold the future order, the Sun Army, the almond beings, the almond ones, the bright ones, who will advance from the black race, they will be your future army. We're going to discuss that in great detail further tonight. I am the intellectual Nuben Menkarayz, and this is State of Mentel Radio, and tonight we're talking about the bright race, right? The new Sun Army that will come after the destruction of the black race. And the humans, majority of your humans are going. Like I said, it's not going to be a revolution. No, it's not going to be a revolution like the Pan-Africanist people want, where they want to go head-to-head with the white man. That's not going to happen. Or the rest of because they angry and they emotional. That is the sign of an undisciplined person. No. These people who are in charge, the white man and everybody else on the earth, the almond beings, or who you refer to as God or these supreme beings, allowed them to be in charge because they were ready to keep the order. However, their imagery or their images that they're receiving are starting to fade. You can see it already. The minute the morals or the codes of conduct start to leave and the civilization becomes or loses morale or becomes what I want to say, it has no more morals, is morally bankrupt, as they say, then that's a sign that the image or the imagery of the future or the bigger picture of the order is starting to leave, and that something else is coming in, right? People are being powered down and other people will be powered up. That's how all civilizations and societies move. And that has nothing to do with man. It has nothing to do with man's weaponry, with man's machines, and none of that. It has nothing to do with that. Right? This is an order from on high, from those future beings who control everything on the planet. Don't believe that man controls anything. The black man don't control nothing, and the white man don't control nothing. No man controls anything on the planet. It is only these people, these advanced people, who created all this. They are in charge. They've always been in charge, and they continue to be in charge. And it is only those people who follow their orders, those will be the people of the future. The people who will maintain and sustain order on earth. They will come out of the black race. Though you have many people who are trying to compete for that spot in the future, right? Those certain people who are buying up gold, and they are actually using the gold to ingest it, to actually drink it. They're not buying up gold to sell and trade and all that. They're buying up gold to ingest it, drink it, consume it. Why are they trying to consume or drink gold? Is because they're trying to coat their skin against the sun. The gold is used on spaceships and on the helmets of space suits or astronaut suits to keep the sunlight out. They put gold on the ships to keep the gold, to protect the ships so they won't burn. So if obviously some scientists came up with the idea that if you coat the body or you begin to drink or ingest gold, it will eventually protect your skin from burning, from falling victim to all kinds of cancers and diseases due to the sunlight. So this is all a survival tactic, right? This is a survival tactic, you know, for those who don't bear the carbon coating. There's a reason why black people in this society are not killed in mass number, right? Not great numbers. Because the solar energy of those people, the people that house those souls, will have to go somewhere else. They will leave and go somewhere in a collective, elsewhere, and it will make its way back to the planet. Many of our blacks, or the black people that pass away on this planet, their souls will be consumed by the next generation. What do I mean by that? Energy is not destroyed nor created. It just is, and it continues. So if people are destroyed physically and their solar power or the solar energy or their souls are still here in the planet, someone will have to consume them, right? Someone will have to house them. A lot of our people's energy or power, what they couldn't use to further themselves, will be used to fertilize further a future generation. They will become stronger. They will become more powerful because they house the energy of those people, those millions of people, hundreds of thousands of people, or whatever, who have passed off. Will go into a few. That energy that was spread out amongst many will go into a few. And it will ignite something in them to make them more powerful. It will make them future people. They will house a greater light. They will house higher mental capabilities and physical capabilities. You look at the so-called black race right now. They house great physical capability and mental until they are destroyed mentally within these school systems, purposely. This is all warfare, right? Mental warfare and physical warfare, feeding you bad foods, right? So that it's guaranteed that you will not be people who are moving into the future. The images they put up, right, of in the so-called hip-hop world. You notice the images they put up for the black woman to admire and look at. In the rap world, they put up the fat, sloppy Negroes, right? Beards all over their face, smoked out on weed and drunk off liquor, right? Men with breasts, men who are inactive, men who are not in shape, because they want that to be the standard of the black man. That kind of man won't live to see 60 or 70 years old. And that's what it's wanted. So now what happens? A group of other black men are following that image. You got black men now embracing this obese thing, bragging about not keeping themselves in shape, bragging about getting man boobs and whatnot. That is an undisciplined person. That is a person who will not inherit the future order. That's done purposely. Right? That's done purposely. He's showing you this image of an undisciplined black man with hair all over his face and all overweight. Then he makes a movie like Superman, and he's clean shaven and he's in shape. And they constantly jogging. So what are they trying to tell you? And what is the black men who are getting paid to promote that image? What team are they playing on? Right? That's obviously a people. That's obviously your want or your desire to control the people who will not move into the future, or who will not advance as those future people. The people who are meant to keep the first order of a new world, which will be based on intelligence, solar intelligence, where they will receive orders and they will have to follow them out to the letter. And they will become the premier people in the future. This is what your book of Revelation is talking about when it's talking about the elect or the chosen. Right? It's already understood that many of your black people are not going to make it. Your humans are not, the majority of them are not going to make it. But they will still, a lot of them will still, still be on the earth, but they'll go back into bondage again. Right? The old order, or the first order, the natural order, will go forward as it was meant to. In one straight line. The line will be realigned, or there will be an alignment forward in that new order. The natural order. Right? Where those omni beings will send their descendants back to the top, and they will strengthen them physically. They will house the power of the sun. Right? They will house the power of the sun. What do I mean by that? The intelligence, the physical power. Right? That whole so-called image of Superman and those super people, those supreme people, and that story that they got coming out in 2013, where they're showing you Superman with this, wearing the suit, right, or the uniform of the suit with the serpent on his chest and the reptilian skin, right, and he's a solar or he comes from a tri-solar world where there's 3 suns on the planet. All that's symbolic. All that's symbolic of the ancient world when it was talking about the priest of Amun, the 3 sons, which became the 3 wise men in the Bible. Wise men. The 3 wise men, the 3 sons, the priest of Amun, or Amun. That's all done purposely. That's all done purposely to show you something, that they are trying to take your future birthright as that solar intelligent army of new people. Because people, in order to survive and to have a society that is active and vibrant and premier in the world, it has to be order. There has to be a mental order. There has to be a strong mental structured order based on intelligence in order for them to advance. Black people don't have that today. Right? Hell, your white people are starting not to have that today. But they're a little better. They're a little more ahead than the black man. So what will happen? On the white side, that's why they are conforming or configuring into one race. And what will happen on the so-called black side is that a group of people will come out of the black race. So there's an evolution taking place within the human race and within the almond race. And everybody wants that top spot as those who keep the future order. There's nobody that's in charge of anything. All these people do is keep the order for something for a hierarchy of advanced people. They keep the order. That's it. They're here to keep the order for an advanced race or a hierarchy of people who really control the planet. See, the black man keep on thinking it's the white man back and forth, but that's his slave mentality that prevents him from understanding anything higher than the white man, because they think he's really in charge. He's not in charge when a sun shower come or a solar shower come and whatnot and destroys things on the planet. When meteorites come in here, he can't control that. He can't control, like I said, he can cause floods, but if there's a natural disaster, there's nothing he can do about that. So is he really in charge after that? Who engineers the natural disasters? They don't just happen. They like you to believe that, because the reason why they promote that is they don't want you to think there's a higher authority than them, but they know it is. They know they answer to a higher authority. That's why they say one nation under God. If you are acknowledging that you are under a God or under a watchful eye of something, then obviously that watchful eye is the true supreme power. But you hear the ignorant black man sit up here and talking about there ain't nothing higher than him, but you under the damn white man. And the white man saying he's under something. And everybody's supposed to be heading towards something greater. Everybody's supposed to be heading toward an evolution. Right? You're going to be a part of the evolution whether you like it or not. Whether you pass out or perish in the future world to come, or whether you continue on, right, as an advanced person. But there will be trials and tribulations. Our people are going to be put through it. And the strongest mentally and physically will come out of it. That will be your sun army or your sun soldiers. Those who will be able to house the light of the greater sun, the hottest sun that's coming in here, or the extreme sun that's coming into this planet, for the purpose of speeding up the intelligence on the planet. The Earth has to move closer to the sun in order for the intelligence to speed up here, because it all is coincides. It all coincides with light. Light denotes intelligence, just as the same sun, solar energy or the solar light that's coming to this planet will bring greater intelligence onto the planet. Things will be sped up. People will move faster. Does not energy or heat make things rise faster, move faster? Some things will burn. Some things will speed up. Some things will die out. The strongest will speed up. The strongest will move faster. Right? The strongest will burn all of the excess weight and things off of its body, become stronger. Because there's a reason why you see lean people. Our people were lean in the ancient world, is because they were in 120, 130 degree weather, heat. But they were constantly burning fat. They didn't carry it. So they were becoming people who were fit. And based on all the building they did, they were fit mentally at that time. So that will happen again. But they won't be building pyramids this time. They won't be building underground cities. They won't be doing the same things they were doing in the past, like you people that are stuck in the past. They're going to be doing a future order. Like I said, when they talked about the New World Order, they knew that something had to come in to replace this one. And what denotes that which comes in and changes? Destruction. Is the black man ready for this future order that's going to come in? Obviously not. Because he's still sitting around here talking about the old things. The future order is dictated by the sun's entry or coming closer to this planet. That's what the future order is going to be based on. It's going to be based on the solar order. So how is the black man going to survive in the future when he's caught in a lunatic or a lunar mindset? His beliefs are based in a lunar form of intelligence. How is he going to survive in the future world? How is he going to become or grow into that solar army or that sun army of greater intelligence, those people who will hold the order in the future? How is he going to do that? Majority of them won't. Majority of them won't. Right? How is he going to do that if he's still talking about God and the devil? If he's still talking about Christianity, Islam, and all these things from the past, all these lunar beliefs, all these spiritual and lunar beliefs, Moorish science, Masonry, and all these lunar beliefs that came from these people, these lunatic people, these people of the moon, right? These lunatics, these water-based, water-driven people. How is he going to do that when he's still up under their spell? Up under their hypnotic trance of spirituality? How is he going to be able to do that? How is the black woman going to do that? How are they going to shed their black mindset and advance into that solar intelligent race of people, that solar enlightened race of people, that sun army? Because it's not going to just be the black man who's part of the sun army. It's going to be the black woman too. And they ain't going to have no need to pick up guns. No, guns will be a thing of the past. Weapons will be a thing of the past. They'll be able to use their minds, right, to put down anything, destroy anything, right? They'll be able to use their physical strength, right, which will be so greater, right, than what we have now, because you see our people already. We the fastest people on the planet running, highest jumping, all that. So you already see when it said in the Jackie Robinson story, and I put this quote up, the guy Branch Rickey, who Harrison Ford played Branch Rickey, he said about Jackie Robinson, I'm like, it was no mistake that they wrote that in the script. They said, watching him play is like, damn, they're watching a superhuman. They made sure they said that in the movie. Then they said, God made him, he made him to be built to last. Right? He's built to last, meaning eternal. superhuman. He's telling you. He's showing you that you are the people that will last. After everything you done been through, you are the people that are going to last. Some of our people, like I said, it won't be all of our people. The majority of our people will perish, and we will consume their souls. We will inherit their power as a collective into one person, into one people. When millions of people pass out, maybe 100,000 or 140, or let's say 20 or 30 million pass out, and 144,000 or 200,000 people inherit their soul, their energy, their power. That means that those people, those smaller number of people are going to become greater. They're going to become stronger. They're going to become faster because they're starting to house more energy. The energy that went out on useless people. When you black men was in the streets, you was using your energy or wasting your energy to smoke weed, get drunk, get high, stand around and do nothing, right? Rob and steal, doing whatever you're doing, being zeros. That energy is wasted. That soul is wasted. So that soul will be consumed and you will perish. And a new people and elite people will take or house your physical. They will house your physical soul and they will become faster. They will become stronger. They will be the elect. They will house the power or that soul of the almond race because a lot of you are dead balls. A lot of you are dead energy. Energy that has potential. But as I said before, potential means nothing if you're not using it. So it will be utilized in someone who knows how to use it. Your souls will be utilized. Your energy, the power, the very power that you carry will be utilized in others, a future race, the elect, the bright race. They will house the souls of the future, of the black race in the present. They will carry their energy into the future. They won't have the same mentality anymore. They won't think about the past anymore. They will remember as a cautionary tale, as a lesson to move forward on, but they won't think about it. They won't relive it. They'll sit back and look at you in the past, and they'll say, I can't understand these people. We really come from these people? This is what our children, our grandchildren, our great-grandchildren are going to say. They're going to look at the white man and the rest of the people that had you in bondage, and they're going to be like, really? They had you in bondage? That's what they're going to look back and say. Them? How'd that happen? Just as your ancestors probably looking back, if they looking forward or looking ahead and looking at things now, and they're saying, how'd that happen? Right? Yeah, how did that happen? People lost the order. People lost their minds. People lost their connection. They fell out of alignment. They dropped the order. They dropped the ball. They dropped their solar intelligence. They disconnected themselves from the solar intelligence, and they wanted to be accepted. They fell into that lunar mindset, into that spiritual mindset, and they severed their solar intelligence. That's how that happened. They cut their power from the almond beings, from the future ones. And they started to look back, and they started to accept the philosophies of mankind, and they still doing it. They still doing it. They still breaking the law. They still breaking the order. The order was for us to move forward. The order was for us to be open receivers. The order was for us to keep the first order on this planet. Keep the first laws over the human. And the first law or the code of conduct for us to follow was not to mix your seed with the human. You look at it all throughout the Bible. They married it into the whole Abrahamic teaching, right? But that was an order that went out before Abraham, right? To our people not to mix their seed because it threw off the intelligence. But in this solar race to come, they're going to be different. They're going to follow order. They're going to follow order. They're going to do what they're told. I say any successful movement, organization, whatever, is based on order, following orders, chain of command. This country is based on chain of command. Corporations are based on chain of command. You ever wonder why you don't see black people running successful corporations? Fortune 500, ain't got nothing to do with the white man. You want to blame the white man, saying, oh, we don't got a motion picture company, we don't have a record company, we don't have this because of the white man. That's not true. You don't have it because you don't understand order. You don't understand order. Everybody want to be the boss. Everybody want to be the chief, not the Indians. You don't understand order. You don't understand chain of command or protocol, nor would you ever fit into that. All you understand is the idea of individuality, which was promoted in your head by the very people that control you and keep you separate. They divided and conquered you by way of individuality. So many of our people won't make it to be those solar intelligent people. They won't make it to be those supreme people of the future, because those supreme people of the future move in an order, in a structure, in an army. The one who they call God in the Bible, Amen, the one who they call God and his angels move as an army. And he is their commander. These are people, not no spook gods or unseen gods like the simple-minded Negroes go and say some unseen spook god. These are real people. But see, the sad thing about it is because people tend to be simple-minded, or they don't really understand something, based on their ignorance, they think that anything that's beyond their intelligence is fantasy, when it's a reality. That a future race does exist outside of this solar system. And they created this solar system, and they are going to advance a chosen few. They will make a new order with them. They will make a new covenant with them. Right? A new covenant, a new order, a new state, a new nation, a new structure. Those who have the ability to house their intelligence. Those who are compatible mentally with them. That won't be your black race. The closest ones to that now are the white man, or the white race, and the rest of the humans. They closer to that. Why? Because they were able to come together collectively as one. They were able to come together collectively as one. Your black race ain't able to do that. They're not able to do that. Not this generation or this past generation, but it will be the future generation, and the evolution has just started. This is a future order to come. Like I said, it will not be a bloody revolution or a taking of power. It won't be a bloody revolution or a taking of power. It won't be no guns being picked up. It won't have to be. Those armed beings, they will sever their connection with those in power right now, and they will transition that power over to a new people, a greater people, and there's nothing that these other people can do about it. Once they decide, once that watchful eye that the white man keep talking about that he puts on it, in God we trust, he ain't just making that up. He really knows that there is a supreme being that watches over what he does, and he pays homage to that being. He knows it. Once he decides, once they decide as a group to transfer power, there's nothing that can be done. Just as the Egyptians and the ancient Kemites and the ancient Nubians who had power and had the world had their power taken from them and was given to the Greeks and the Romans, or to the Americans where they were meant to rule for a certain amount of time, they're going to have their power taken from them and passed to the dragon, which is your agents, for a brief time. And that will give the bright race, the elect who will come up, a chance to get their minds right. Because things have to happen, things have to transpire in order to inspire that new race of people to not do what their former predecessors were doing, aka your black race. You know, they're going to be more cooperative with each other. There's not going to be any more different beliefs. Oh, well, I got my beliefs over here, or I got my philosophy over here, which you all got from the white man. That's going to come to an end. Because just as his philosophies and beliefs come to an end, you're going to come to an end with it. They're going to put an end to that in order to raise a new people up. They're going to put an end to that. That's spoken of in the Revelation. People can sit up here all day and say, oh, he talking about the Bible. Yeah, this is biblical. And this is... No. As I said, the Revelation is a future book. It's not no religious book. It's a future book. You know? Right? It's a future book. The person in the chat room said, I wonder, is there, because animals hunt together, is that why they are able to come together more easily? Yeah. The humans have a animalistic mentality. They hunt in packs. They move. They have an animal genetic. They move together collectively. Right? Our people move together collectively as one mind at one time. We didn't move together based on submental ways. We moved together based on a higher intelligence at one time. That's what brought the creation of the world together here, your earth. That was based on higher intelligence. That was based on structure. Right? That was based on higher intelligence and structure that brought this planet together, that brought the solar system together. When they were standing on their world, their moving world, and their planets, and they were creating solar systems in places for them to go and dock and vacate, when they were doing it, that was based on a higher intelligence. That was based on an order. Right? So when that happened, they were able to come together and come to this place. It wasn't until they got into these solar systems. It wasn't until they got into this planet. It wasn't until they got amongst the creation, the artificial ones, and they started mixing in with them that they lost their communication. They lost their purpose for why they were here. They got amnesia. They forgot. That is the mixing of the artificial intelligence with the natural one, because it was a time when you understood your purpose or why you was here. Now you ask the black man, why you here? He ain't got no answer for you. He ain't got no real answer for you. You ask the white man, he can tell you why he here. Majority of the time, they can tell you why they here. The ones in power. Even in so-called blacks in power, they can't really tell you why they here. They here just to make money. That's their answer. Right? That's their answer. Our people are supposed to be moving forward as the new genetic. That solar intelligent army. That new world that George Bush kept talking about was coming in. He was talking about that solar intelligent world. That's what he was talking about. That's what he was talking about. He was talking about that those sun showers would come and destroy the top layer of the planet, and it would produce a new and stronger people, because out of all chaos, a new people come. A new order comes out of chaos, out of destruction. A new people, a stronger people come. Those who survive. Right? Those who are weak mentally. Those who can't cooperate. Those who can't follow orders. Those who can't structure. Right? There's chaos. That's why I said the black race is constantly being tested all the time. You was tested in New Orleans, and you was tested in Haiti. And you're going to be tested in other places. Trust me, it's coming. You was tested. Y'all human beings allowed the beast to test you. And look at what y'all did. Look what you did in New Orleans. Look what you did in Haiti. Some of you kept your head. Some of you went crazy. Some of you started acting like animals. You started acting like the damn beast. Some of you started acting like the beast. Raping and robbing and pillaging. You know, all the fun stuff that y'all like doing, that you copying the beast and doing, you start acting like animals. You failed. You failed at a test where you was all supposed to come together collectively, structure yourselves, and work together to save lives, to advance your life into the future. But majority of our people, they have a death aura on them. They have a death mentality. They don't have a solar intelligence on them. They have a death aura on them. They have a lunatic order on them. They have a lunar mindset, right? An emotional mindset, right? They don't have a mental or sentimental mindset. They have an emotional one, meaning that their emotions run wild. They run unchecked like water. That's why at any minute, these young black kids, they'll explode, kill you for something, or kill their mothers for no reason at all. She told them to clean up the room. That's what's being raised. That's what's coming out of the black race today. That's your future. Right? Undisciplined, unchecked. They mean to raise your children like this. Undisciplined, unchecked, crazed, emotional, no sentiment, no common sense, no intelligence, no logic, absence of that. Look at the songs they make, look at the music they play. When they made that song to Lose Your Mind, everybody want to have a good time. Remember that? That was the anthem. That was the party anthem amongst everybody. The black men, they was all singing that. Lose your mind. Stop thinking. Go with the flow. Become spiritual. Go with the big spiritual party. Or the so-called pop culture that they promote here, where you have a bunch of mindless people, because that's a way to ensure that these people will not be the ones to make it into the future. Y'all not even thinking like that. Remember that thing they said, you want to live fast, die young, and leave a good-looking corpse, as the white man used to say? That's the mentality of you black men now. Y'all not going to make it in the future to be those people that continue. Or you'll be like that Negro that called in here talking about, we smoke embalming fluid called holy water. Yeah, there you go, holy water. That spiritual mindset in the water, holy. Poison. And the Negro tried to justify it. It proves you black men have bugged out your damn mind. That proves you done lost your mind off of drugs. You understand? That proves it. I thank that brother for calling him. Like I said, I thank him for calling him because he proved my point. His ignorance proved my point of where you black men are heading, where a lot of you black women are heading with them, who are having babies with them. You breeding submentals. Those who will not be worthy. Those who will be consumed by the fire. Right? You see our people now, they starting to pass out from the sun. Our people are starting to pass out from heat strokes. Getting skin cancer. All kinds of madness. Why? You know why it is? Because you've taken on the mentality, you've taken on the physical makeup, the physical mindset of the beast. You're not only mimicking him now mentally, you're starting to mimic his structural makeup physically. You Negroes are slathering suntan oil or sunblock on your skin. Like him. You becoming like him. You thinking like him. You are reacting to that sunlight like he does. When you're supposed to absorb it. It's supposed to power you. Right? It's supposed to strengthen and speed up your thoughts. It's supposed to activate you. You understand? A lot of you are not being activated. Right? A lot of you are not being activated by it. So that's a sign. That is a sign that you don't belong in the future. Energy can't be destroyed. Energy, all it can be is revived and constantly picked up and moved forward. A continuous genetic. As I was trying to explain yesterday, when I got rudely cut off, I said the energy is continuous. Those omni beings are continuous people that created a race of people who are timely. Who created a race of people who are timely, meaning they had a time when they would begin and a time when they would end. And if they choose to regenerate these people, then they will. If they choose to degenerate these people, they will. They control all that. The people that made all this, put all this in existence, control everything. So you Negroes going to the white man, begging him for reparations, sovereign rights, and all this madness, you obviously lost contact with that. You've actually obviously lost. You've lost your minds when it comes to that higher intelligence, those advanced beings. You've lost sight of that because you go in here trying to make deals with him. It's not his land to give you. Never was. He's just keeping the order going on it. He's just the landlord. He's got your old job, black man and black woman. He's the landlord now. He just got your old job, but he's not. Don't ever get it twisted. He's not in charge of anything. Neither will you be if you come to power. You got to answer, just like he knows he has to answer. One nation under God, indivisible. He knows. You don't. He knows. He knows you don't. He's showing the end all the time. He's showing the end. The end denotes a new beginning. Who will be the survivors in the solar holocaust? Who will be the ones who survive into the future? Who will be the ones at the beginning of a new era? Majority of you the black race, y'all finished. The solar beings or the solar ones will come only when you die. Because they have to house your power. because y'all are not serving any purpose with it. You're not serving any purpose taking up life. As I said, when you have a bunch of people on the planet who have souls and they're draining the energy off of the planet through the sunlight, and they are just moving about, eating, sleeping, just taking up space, pulling energy that can be housed in one person, where you could take 10 or 15 people, right, useless people, and take all their souls and house it into one. That's a superhuman. That's an omni being. That's an omni being. That's your omni beings. That's your future race. That's the God beings or the omni race that I've been talking about. But think of that as 100 to 150 to 1. All of their souls of 150 black people housed in one bright man or one bright woman. That's your omni being. Think about that. That's your omni race. That's the future ones. Those are the people that are coming. Those are the ones who will allow you to be consumed by the fire so that they can take your souls. Those are the ones who are allowing the beast to eat you, that destroy you. Right? They're allowing it because they're going to take your souls. Your soul has to go somewhere. You know, your solar plex, that inner sun that's in you, that powers you, that energy has to go somewhere. Somebody has to consume it. It's being consumed by those future beings. They're taking your souls, and they are powering a future race. You don't house the ability to move forward or to think forward. So other people will do it for you. You don't house the ability to move forward or think forward. There's an evolution going on right around the human race. It's going on right around the ignorant of the human race. It's going around. It's going on around the white man, the black man, the East Indian, the Arab. You know, the people in society who are in the dark. Because truth be told, y'all all black people. The white man, the East Indian, the Arab, meaning y'all all in darkness. The average ones, y'all all in darkness. Y'all all in a state of ignorance. Because the powers that be, the ones in the know, they are preparing for the evolution to take place. They already preparing. They move. They always set to move into the future. Your omni race is 100 to 200, 150 to 200 of you housed in one. Right? That is the potent energy. No more potential energy. That's the potent energy, the energy that works, the energy that's willing to work. That's why I said, you know, people talk about the masses, and they kill me with this. Yeah, like when that Negro called and talking about, oh yeah, the black race is strong. It's more of us than it's more of you. You Negroes don't mean nothing if it's a billion of y'all. It's millions of you on the planet. You niggas ain't doing nothing. I'm gonna say it just like it is. Y'all ain't doing nothing. We're sitting here waiting for the white man to take care of you and spending money and dying. So what is a million of you on the planet? It don't matter. No. A small minority of the people always control the mass majority. So don't give me this nonsense about how many of it is. Numbers don't mean a damn thing. You have a small number of people. Give me a good example. There's 7 million people here in New York City, 8 million people. There's only about 70, 80,000 cops. Yet they police and keep the order here in this city. How's that? They a small minority compared to all the people in New York City. Just like all your law enforcement community is small compared to all the population on the earth, but yet they keep in order. How is that able to happen? How is that able to happen? If the mass majority of the people have the power, you don't have no power. You have what you call potential power, but it don't mean nothing because there's no spark there for you to make anything happen. I'm going to take a call. 901, you're on air.
Hey, yo, what's up, Nuba?
Hey, what's going on, brother?
Hey, I got a question, man. Because I was, like, thinking of what you just said, right? Like how a lot of, you know what I mean, how a lot of black people, they so gone that they don't have a reflection of themselves in the future. They don't have an extended projection or extended manifestation of themselves in the future, right? So I'm wondering, or I got a question for you, rather. Say a person is right. say a person is destined, is already predestined to have ascendance in the future, and they themselves choose to run back to this mental shit, right? Does the manifestation of themselves in the future that may be there now, do they cease to exist at that point? You know what I mean? Like somebody out here, great grandchild is probably like trying to project images back to their dumbass great grandparent. Like, man, get off that dumb shit, man, so we can be here. So like if their great grandparent chooses to stay on their submental, so they're not harnessing any solar energy, so they're not projecting or trajecting any solar energy toward the forward motion. So it's like that future holographic manifestation of themselves, it ceases to exist, right?
Yep. Cease to exist. Because it might have been times where, let's say for example, that person who was receiving the messages, they'd be like, oh yeah, I can see that. And the more you kept seeing it, that was the strengthening of that future bloodline. The more you kept seeing it, that was projecting your future image of your bloodline forward, and you were making them appear. I'm gonna give an example. Remember in I'm just using this as an example. Remember in Back to the Future when what's his face came, he went from the future into the past, and he had to make sure his parents got together. Now if they didn't get together, he started disappearing when they looked like they wasn't gonna get together. Right. That's how that
Michael J. Fox came.
Yeah. That's how that works. That's how that works. If you're not picking up that intelligence from them, coming from the future into the present and going even further back into the past, because a lot of times your past ancestors, they're picking up the future reception, and it's streaming right past you because you were like that broken link in the chain. You are those people who are out of alignment, and you're not receiving the full picture because y'all caught up in this madness here, so y'all not receiving it. So they trying to transmit it to you, and it might trigger something in your brain by the words I'm saying and things. It's meant to align you, but then, like I said, you still get caught up in this thing, and your future image starts to fade.
Right. Like it's not maintaining a constant manifestation. Like it loses its materialization due to the decisions that's being made here in this present time frame.
Mm-hmm.
It's affecting the forward time frame.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
All right. Okay. Well, let me ask you another question. According to that, applying this same theory, is it safe to assume that we in this present day era may have been possibly projecting holographic images back to the people that these motherfuckers in this conscious community keep worshiping these conscious, like the Comedics back then? Could we right now have been projecting images back to them like, man, don't make these dumbass mistakes and sleep with these people and get us fucked up? Could we have been looking back? You know what I mean? Like say Kemet existed. If Kemet existed within like 15,000 years ago, it's safe to assume that we, by us being the descendants of, we could possibly have been those descendants of those Amen beings from back then. You see what I'm saying? We may that may be why we have such a lust for the culture now. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Because during the present time of their manifestation, we could have been projecting images back to them, trying to tell them don't make the fucking mistake of sleeping and mixing our fucking bloodlines. And that may be why we're so in such a slumber or a super submental. You know what I mean? It's like
what? Let me show you. The reason why they did do what they did and fell off is because of what happened, what broke with us. That's
like
why they
right
fell
now.
off. Yeah, right now, what broke with us is why they fell off in the past.
Right, that's right, man. But that's so clear. That's so clear, Newman, man. It's ridiculous, man. It's so clear.
Yeah, we was the broken line. That's why, when they kept talking about alignment or attunement or attune, it was all the same thing as attunement, atonement. It was all meant to create a straight line from the past from the future straight into the present and into the past. It was supposed to be energy coming from in the future into the present, into the past, not coming from the back, coming up to the future. It was coming from the future.
Right.
Coming forward. It was flowing forward.
Right.
And we was the broken line.
Man, I mean, if they sleep, leave them sleep, man. Cause hey, man, I seen that, man, and something, man, compel me, man, that, like share that with you, man, as an extension, bro, because I see that. So I'm just gonna fall back, man. Let you go and wrap it up, bro.
All right. Thank you, brother. Thanks for calling in.
For sure.
All right. Yeah. We are the broken line. We are the broken link. That's why our people fell off. I say everything that happens, they say that saying a chain is only as strong as its weakest link. Well, we was the weak link. It was destined that we would fall off because our descendants in the past, or our so-called ancestors, they probably was looking like, oh, how this happened? It happened because of us. It happened because of us. We're to blame. Everything we went through was destined to happen. Because, like I said, you had a bunch of people who lost their minds, who fell out of the order. Right? They fell out of the order. They refused to follow order. They began to fall. They became the fallen. Right? They fell down with mankind, the human race. And our people are still falling, the majority. We didn't know how to break ties and move on. We had this we are the world mentality, even with our own people, which got to stop. Gail Fallen, we'll be right back. All right, we are back. Take a call, 310-310, you're on the air.
All right, what's up, ﷺᴇ?
All right, how you doing, brother?
Good. Yeah, I had a question about it's his brother who he basically studied astrology. He goes by the name of Hotep, and he did a video on the sun, and what he was saying was resonating with me. But because I remember what you said that really everything we do is basically the actions we make is really, you say it's like forces that we're receiving, like we're in a translucent something state of mind. You said like we actually make it based upon a higher influence, right?
Mm-hmm. Some of us are on a submental. Some of y'all, not saying you, but I'm just saying some people are just receiving the informative way of thinking of the human race. They're thinking on that submental level, and those who are thinking on a higher mental level, they are receiving intelligence from those omni beings or those future or advanced beings.
Oh, okay. So what this brother had said though was, and he got to talking about the sun again, and like if I can get your email later on or whatever, like I can send it to you. If you have time, like to watch it, like the brother really made some good deep points. He said that the sun was basically like the words we got genes and generations, and he said basically all this goes back to the sun. And he said the sun is like a generator, and basically the generator is what like the outer sun. It's like you just said, it's the same sun in us. The solar plexus, the generation, the generator, the genes, and he said basically the beings, the higher beings communicate with us through that sun, through that generator. And it influenced us here. And he said that it's not really what we see as light. It's like gas, and we see it as light from this perspective. But when we go out in space, it's just darkness. He said they use that as it's like a bunch of gas, like because he says nothing but a bunch of ether that comes into our atmosphere here, and we perceive it as light and in our reality. But really, it's just like a generator. So I was wondering, like, what do you think about that? Like,
no, well, here's the thing. It's always light. Light is always streaming from the sun to send messages and generate images into the people. It's like how photosynthesis works or how a projector works. The sun is nothing but a projector, and it's projecting light, it's projecting energy, it's projecting intelligence onto the planet to certain people. You have people who, like I said, I explained there was a condition called sundowner's disease, right, where if certain people are not receiving enough sunlight, right, to send messages or generate thoughts into their head, they start to have forms of dementia, and their thoughts become unraveled and unclear. It's like a person who has Alzheimer's disease. These are people who are not able to process the sunlight, or they have to be outside. If they go inside where the light is not shining or whatever, they tend to, like I said, start, acting out, or, their whole thought pattern gets thrown off. So that is proving that sun energy, or the light or the energy is generating intelligence into your head, or generating thoughts into your head to move you forward, is creating that spark in you to move forward and to keep your thoughts and things steady. Now, we're talking about the gas. The gas is, it's generated here, right, and different states and whatnot, and it carries on the light as well, because everything that is on the earth was generated here by the sun. Your elements and everything, your gases, everything was generated here on the earth for the purpose of giving life on the planet. That was all projected here. The sun's nothing, like I said, but a projector for those omni beings. They go and set up suns and solar systems, because it's not the only sun they set up. They set up other solar systems throughout the universe to generate images and energy to the planets, or the things they plant through the sunlight, through the projection.
Mm.
You follow?
Right.
Yeah.
Mm.
Hello?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That makes sense right there. And my next question was about, you said that the man first came from water, and I know the Dogon, and now they said something about like the nomos, like beings that came from Sirius, and that they were they had like amphibian type features to them. You know what I'm saying? And I was thinking about the dolphins, because like we studied the dolphins, like they communicate and breathe, and how they can breathe air. Like the dolphins actually devolved from something else for them to be able to breathe air, and they're water creatures. And could that be to what Dogon was talking about, the nomos bringing the dolphins, these water creatures from Sirius to our planet?
Mhm. You saying that they talked about the nomos bringing dolphins to this planet?
Yeah, like they said, like dolphins and the sperm whales, like the whale that they found, like this whale called the sperm whale, and it has like a bunch of similar fluid inside its brain, and they said it's just like it's similar to the male sperm. And then when I was looking at all this information, I was like, why is this? Like, what's the use of this sperm being inside the sperm whale's head? Like, was it project? Like, it was some type of project taking place, and then after it was finished, it's like it was no more useful. Like, beings just left or something. You know what I'm saying? Put a quarantine around the planet, like that's why all these big, huh?
Well, those omni beings, they brought a lot of people here. They put a lot of people. They planted a lot of animals, reptiles. They planted a lot of things on the earth to evolve and speed the planet up to get it ready for them. Because, see, understand something. This planet is being made ready for them. It's not really for you. It's not really for the white man.
Right.
It's not for nobody that's here. It wasn't for the dinosaurs. These people and the lives that are here it's being ready for them. Even when they built the pyramids, or showed the Kemites and all them how to build the pyramids and stuff like that. Even though the Kemites and a lot of them were their descendants, this earth is being made ready for them in the future. So they allowed all these people and all these entities and whatever to come here in these experiments. They popped them here and generated them there. And when they didn't use them, they didn't need them anymore, they got rid of them. It's like say, for example, you building a house, right? And you're constantly building the house to your liking. You're going to bring in certain materials to build the house, right? And after you no longer need that material, what you going to do with it? What you going to do with it? You're going to throw it away, right?
Yep.
And what they do with the dinosaurs?
Yeah, I remember you said that they would sacrifice for the fossil fuels and all of that, the oil.
Yeah, exactly. They would sacrifice for
So basically, we just live in one big project.
Say again?
Like our whole reality of life is just really what we think is our life and reality that we're enjoying, and all, really just one big project of the Amen beings.
Yeah. Yeah.
Man.
You here to get the planet ready for them, because the whole point of the descendants of the Amen beings, your so-called black race, they're like your prehistoric forms of the bright race. Your black race is nothing but the prehistoric forms or the Neanderthal versions of the bright race. That's what your black race is. And they are using the black race to breed the bright race. That's what the black race was always for, to breed out a more intelligent, solar intelligent group of people. They don't care about the black race. That's why they don't give a damn when the white men do what they do to y'all. They don't get involved. Right. They let the white man shoot you down. The police do all they do, put you in slavery, because it was meant to breed and more intelligent people for the future out of the black race.
Mm. So this is a
continuing thing, and when they finish, like I said, when they don't need a lot of man no more, they're gonna get rid of all of them. That's why they keep letting the white man have the diseases and things like that, to get rid of the millions of people, because they need a count. That's why they said, remember when they said the ancient societies would sacrifice their people to their gods? Remember they said that?
Yeah.
They would push people in volcanoes, all kind of it was all doing it because those Amen beings would tell them or generate images into their head to kill off their people, because it would be too many of them. So they'd be like, all right, we'll put them thought in their head to just create something or a disease and kill off the people. And they would feel like, or they would meet with those Amen beings. Those Amen beings would appear to them, and they would tell them, kill off those people, sacrifice them people. Just like the story in your Bible where it said God appeared to Abraham, or the angel, or however they go, appeared to Abraham and told him to kill his son. Right? Even though he didn't do it, but he said he was testing them because they would sacrifice people, because whenever it got to be too many people on the planet, of people who wasn't going to be useful to what they wanted to do, they would just tell them to just kill them.
So that's where this goes all back to, when people say that the Illuminati want half of the population destroyed, but really it's them who answer to these other higher beings who they really call Satan, but really they're not Satan. They're the Amen beings, and what they're doing is, like you said, not good or evil, just necessary for the evolution. But people don't understand that when they're stuck in religion.
Exactly. Yep.
Man.
That's the, when they talk about that they just continuing what the ancient civilizations was doing when they were sacrificing people. They doing the same thing. They ain't nothing changed. They doing the same thing. They sacrificing the people to their gods, who were the Amen beings. Your future ascension, our future bloodline ascendants.
As far as death, when you die, like you said, that solar energy, it goes back. You said it goes to the sun, or what source?
Some of it will go into the sun. Some of it will be housed by the people that are here, or this next generation to come. And they're going to house a lot of the solar energy, or the potential energy that the black race had that they didn't utilize in this stage, will be utilized by the bright race to come. Those future people that will come. That's why I said it'll be like, say, one person who is more advanced, or we refer to as the bright race. They will house the potential energy of the black race, or the standing around here wasn't doing nothing in this present day. They're going to house their energy, or their souls. So they're going to be more powerful based on that.
Okay.
So some people will go. Some people will go, and they will get charged by the sun, and they will come back more advanced in their thinking. Because remember when they say, a person saying they die, and they keep saying, I keep seeing a light. I see a light. I see a light.
Yeah.
You keep going into the light. That's what that is. That's what that is. That's the sun.
Yeah, and that's very true, because, you know what I'm saying, and it ain't got nothing to do with Christianity, but that's the same thing my mama said, that my daddy said when he was dying, he didn't really see nothing at first, and he was afraid. Then they said when he was on the hospital bed, he said his last words was, he see the light. He see the light, and after that, he just gave up the breath, like right then. You know what I'm saying? So that's very true right there.
Yeah, he was going back into the sun to get recharged. He was going to come back. He came back already. If he's not here, he's going to be housed in one of your children or something like that. So.
Oh, okay. Well, thank you for answering my questions. I'm going to let you continue your the blog. I know there's a lot of other people who have questions too and ready to see what you got to bring. So I appreciate it.
Thank you, bro. All right.
You're welcome.
Okay. As I said, our people, they don't understand the whole mindset of order and structure and where it's going to go. You know, Will Smith got a movie coming out called After Earth, where him and his son come back to the planet Earth, and the planet is full of dinosaurs and the animals or the reptiles and all that took over the planet. Go see that movie. Very interesting. Funny that they come out with something like that. The father and son come to Earth from another planet, right? That's more advanced than Earth, right? They get trapped over here on this side. That sounds familiar, right? See, like I said, all these images are generated and these ideas and these things are coming through. They're being streamed through this atmosphere into a mindset of a people, so you can get a bigger picture or a brighter picture or a more fuller picture than the previous picture you had before, where it was just all based on religion. It was all based on belief and a bunch of people telling lies, you know what I mean, and just making up stuff. No, you get a broader picture where you start to see where things make sense, because the minute it don't make sense, the minute you can't, I don't care how it might seem over the top or far out, anything where you can find the sensibility and the rationality, that's the truth. Because you can put anything through a microscope and rationalize it, and if it makes sense, that's the truth. You don't have to be there to see that. Just like you don't have to be in the future to see what's coming. You are there mentally by way of rationale. You are there mentally by way of rationale. You are there mentally by way of rationale, which will extend your memory or your intelligence forward. That's solar intelligence. So when I describe these things to you, when I describe the future of what's going to happen, whereas the bright race who will evolve out of the black race will house the solar energy or the souls or the solar energy or the power of the black race, the majority of the black race, into small groups of people who will become powerful and will become a new civilization, a new society, a new solar intelligent army on Earth, you can see that. Because something got to give. Something got to give. The black race can't get no worse than what it is, pretty much. They pretty goddamn bad. So something got to, like I said, out of chaos got to come order. The black race is in chaos. So out of that chaos, here's the order. This is the order of the almond beings, the omni ones, because they always going to make use of something. They're going to make use of something. They're going to make use of the black race in one way, shape, or form, just like they're going to make use of the white race and everybody else in one way, shape, or form. They've been utilizing white race for thousands of years to keep the order on the planet. That's the only reason why they're here still. The Asians, everybody. You here for a purpose. Some of you are here for a small purpose. Some of you are here for a greater purpose, based on what they decide. It's based on how far you can see, how big you can see the picture. You understand? If you can only see a small part of the picture, where all you can see is Islam, or Judaism, or Jesus Christ, or Pan-Africanism, or metaphysics, or moral science, then obviously you don't see the big picture. You see a small part of the picture, a marginalized part of the picture. This is a continuous intelligence, a universal knowledge, an omniversal knowledge for an omni race of continuous people, where they're constantly sending the picture. They're sending full pictures now. Why? Because they're looking for those who are compatible to house their light. Our ascendants, our grandchildren, our great-great-great-grandchildren are looking back into this state. They're looking back into this world for those who will house their intelligence now, so that they can make the transition. So that they can make the transition, the solar transition. Because if we're not making the transition now, then there is no bright race. The elect that we're talking about, that was spoken about in the book of Revelations, all correlate. That is the beginning of the bright race. The elect. The ones who will have, as they say, God's name in their forehead, which is Amen. The true name of the supreme being, or that advanced one. That man. That race. because that man also represents a race of people. Just like when they talked about Adam and Eve represented a race of men and women. They were East Indians, but that's another story. It didn't just represent one man. Just like when you say a human, they don't put the plural on it, but you know human represents a plural of people. So when they say Amen or Amen, that's, one man who represents a race of people. One nation. That's why they say in this society, one nation under God. Now, one denotes one alone, but it also really denotes a group of people. One nation, one group of people. See, your black race, they don't think like that. They've been allowed, they let individuality come into their mindset. And the ones who've housed that individual mindset, because the almond beings allowed the individual mindset or the artificial thought of dualism, because you look at the word individual, you see the word dual, right, which denotes a separation. And if you look at that, right, a separation of something, they allowed that to come into the atmosphere as a way to separate the people who are not mentally in tune to align themselves with a people who are right thinking. So what I'm saying by that is that you people who are not right mentally, to align yourself with this next level of intelligence that's coming in, it's meant for you to go and be in the Pan-African thing. It's meant for you to go be with the Moorish science. It's meant for you to be with all those people that are not about the future. It's meant for you to be where you are, because you're not part of that future. That's why the almond beings allow these men to create these organizations to house you in, because you're not part of that solar intelligent race. You're not part of it, because you're not willing to give up your lunar thought. You're not willing to give up these lunar intelligence of the human race. You're not willing to give that up. You're not ready to be those new people. Washed clean in the blood of the Lamb. Right? What did that blood mean? That blood was actually symbolic of fire. Washed clean in the blood of the Lamb, the one who was sacrificed. Right? Because when they talk about Jesus in your Bible, Jesus is nothing but a watered down version or a spiritual version of the solar counterpart of Amun-Ra, the son of Ra, or the Amun-Ra, and Jesus, the son of God, or son of man. It's the spiritual version, the watered down version of Amun-Ra, or those Amun, or that Omni mental receiver, that Amun receiver, that son of man. So that Jesus Christ they're talking about, right, is just their version of it, Amun-Ra. The one who would house the Amun intelligence, or the Omni intelligence, or that light of those future people. Pay attention. It all means something. It all means something. If our people are not paying attention, right, then what does this all matter? If our people are not able to house this intelligence, then what does it matter? Right? It would be housed by one who carries a superhuman ability. Those superhuman abilities, those capabilities were talked about in your Superman story. Again. And Superman is described as a man who was actually a future man who came into the past on Earth to a people who were, and who he became a god to because of his intelligence, because of his mental capability and his strength. Right? He became virtually their god. Right? Their go-to guy. That will be your almond race in the future. That will be the bright race. The ones who will evolve out of the black race. They will be that super race, or that almond being, that omni race of supreme people that will come. Those advanced almond beings beyond the human. The natural ones. We'll be right back. April 28th will be the Black Evolution Movement Conference here in Brooklyn, New York City. April 28th at 1368 Fulton Street, between Brooklyn and New York Avenues. Our usual place, the State of Mentel's usual place for our monthly meetings, where I come out and I teach the people, I answer questions and put on a 3-hour class, or reception as we call it, to raise the intelligence of our people. So that will be taking place in Brooklyn, New York on April 28th, Sunday, April 28th. Come on out, be a part of this, because we are raising the intelligence of our people, the bright race right now. The evolution has started. We're raising the intelligence of our people. It's time for us to go within mentally and raise ourselves. We can't raise ourselves off of the knowledge of man. We have to raise ourselves by the intelligence of the omni beings, the Amen beings, our children, our ascendants, our great-great-grandchildren, because they're trying to send intelligence to us right now so that we'll be these solar intelligent people into the future. They're sending intelligence right now. They're streaming it through the atmosphere right now. And they're coming out by way of television. They're coming out by way of radio. They're coming out and they're being ingested and turned into information. It's being turned into spiritualized forms of information, right? Via television and all the artificial ways of communication, because the natural form of communication is telepathy. That's the natural form of communication. Psychometry, clairvoyance. These are the natural forms of communication. And mankind, even though the Amen beings allowed them to create these things or gave them the idea to create these things, mankind created the artificial forms of communication, which is your television, your radio, your telegraph, which is now your text messaging. All right? He allowed him to do that. And by allowing them to do that, they sent their intelligence on these mediums or these forms of medium. They wrote their intelligence on these things. That's where the creativity of man comes from, the so-called creativity of man, which is really not his, if the Amen beings generating images into their head to write these ideas in movie scripts. See, because he puts mankind in the mindset to receive their intelligence. And what happens? They end up putting ideas into their heads to write these movies and television shows to put you on notice, to send messages through this. Or they'll generate images into your head, because a lot of our people are so far gone, you can't get any images generated into your head. They can't generate any intelligence into your head because y'all burnt out. Y'all smoked out. Right? Y'all smoked out, you drunk out, you high out your mind. You caught up in this system. So they can't even generate any intelligence in your head. A lot of y'all don't serve any purpose. So what's the next step? He allows the beast to consume you. He allows them to kill you physically, because it's not a life to them. It's a soul to them. They see you as a soul. They see you as energy that could be transferred somewhere else. That's how the Amen beings see you. They see you as a soul, as an energy. They don't see you as a life. Like how you see life, they don't see it that way. That's why they don't care about that. They like, okay, well, let's just junk the body. Let's junk the shell, because they don't mess the damn shell up. Let's junk the shell, and we'll just take the energy of the soul, and we'll put it elsewhere. That's how they do that. And that's what they're going to do in the Sun Army, in the Solar Intelligent Army. They're going to take the souls of our people. They're going to allow the beast to destroy the majority of our people, and they're going to redirect their souls into a new generation. Same way when a person dies off the planet, right? You know that the skin on a person is recycled. Most of the dust in the air that you are breathing is dead skin. So this starts a regeneration process in the woman when she's inhaling the dust or the dead skin into her nasal cavity to form the skin on her fetus or her unborn child. This happens with women all the time. This is where the skin comes from, right? This is where the flesh comes from, right? And the DNA of the woman kicks in to give or transform that child into her image, right? Her likeness. But the physical material is already in the air, and it's being recycled. Same way the souls are going to be recycled. All that potential energy is going to be made potent. I'm going to say it again, all the potential energy. There will be no more potential energy. All that potential energy is going to be realized and made potent, meaning able to work, right? Able to be powered, able to be generated in one shell, right? They'll generate hundreds of souls into one body, maybe thousands. to create a solar intelligent, solar powered being, a bright one, a new being on the planet, the new beings that were constantly coming here. Because when I say new, right, when I say future, people say, well, how you going to say new, you know what I'm saying, or future if the new and the future haven't happened yet? These people resonate as new and future people. You got people who embody future. Like, what do I mean by that? Like, you have those people who came back into the past when they created the solar system, the earth and whatnot. They were already future beings because they were constantly in motion in the universe, in their world. And they came back after they created this solar system and the planets around it, and they came onto these planets. They were resonating as future people. Why? Because they were creating a past and a present and a continuous future by way of them, by way of their bloodline and their genetic. But they've always been future or advanced people. The people, obviously, that created you, they know, or brought you into, manifested the so-called black race or brought life on this planet, obviously had to be more advanced than the life they were bringing here, right? They had to be more advanced, so they were future people. They had to be way more advanced, right? Obviously, the people that you came out of, before there was an earth, before there was a sun, they had to be standing on something else before they brought the sun and the earth into existence. Don't believe that madness from yesterday when somebody telling you that the earth and the sun was always here. You know how that don't make sense? Because if I was to ask the brother or ask anybody, how far is the earth from the sun? Now you knocked it out. Ask them, what's the distance between the earth and the sun? I believe it's 93 million miles. That's what they say, 93 million miles if I'm not mistaken. Right? Now, in order for there to be distance between the earth and the sun, that means that it took time for somebody to create that distance. Distance, because if not, the sun and the earth could have been close together. Somebody had to take time to create that distance, right? Someone had to take time to create the distance, right? So that tells you that the earth and the sun weren't here. If somebody had to take time to create a distance between the two. Distance denotes time, and time creates origin. Once the solar system was put in place, once the planets were allowed to rotate around the sun, that created a time frame. That created an origin, a beginning, which means that it wasn't there before. Somebody put it there. Somebody started that energy moving. Right? Yes, you can call in Cranium Crap. The number is 914-338-0504 if you have any questions. You know? The question is, the number is 914-338-0504. You can call in and ask a question. Because I'm trying to read your question. I'm assuming you're asking me a question in the chat room. I look in the chat room from time to time. So if you have a question, you can call in, just press 1, and you can ask me the question. I see something about what do you think about the 14th Amendment or corporate citizens and all that? I got to understand exactly what you're asking me if you're referencing that question to me. So just call in if you have the question, because like I said, I want to be able to hear the full content of the question. So this solar intelligent race of people, right? These future people, they're making movies about people like this. They're talking about the future because, like I said, the powers that be, they're constantly focused on what the future will bring, right? A lot of people don't worry about what the future brings. They worrying about dealing with people in this time frame. But you don't understand, you get a jump on people when you're focused on the future, when you're preparing for the future, when you're working and living like you live in the future, when you're working and living like you're in the future. That's how you get a jump on people, not by trying to deal with people in the present, because the people that you're trying to deal with in the present already got their mind set in the future. So they're not even really there with you. So when, like I said, when the Moors, all you cats are coming to the white man and you talking about some treaties and stuff like that, they already know. They moved on in their mind mentally. They're just going, yeah, or they're not even talking to you because their minds just moved ahead. They're not thinking about no old treaties. Their minds are moved ahead. You talking to somebody about reparations or whatever, or trying to talk to this society, this government, their minds is in the future, man. They're not thinking about you now. That's why they don't talk to y'all. They don't take you seriously. They don't take you serious. Their minds are set in the future. They talking about space travel and time travel. You talking about some old ass laws. That's why I said our people have to stop with this madness. You understand? We have to stop with this. We have to be those future people if we're going to survive in the future. You know, they don't even care about the amendments no more. That's just something to keep this earth, to keep this society together. The people in the mind, but the powers that be, they dealing with the future, man. They focused on the future. They don't give a damn about none of that stuff you talking about, the amendments and all this stuff. Our people are more into that than they are. Our people probably can recite the amendments back and forth and the laws and whatnot. And the white man, he's like, really? They said that on the laws? I didn't know that. Well, okay, well, whatever. Because his mind's in the future. He ain't thinking about none of that. Our people think that stuff still really applies. They thinking beyond something else. You know? Their minds are in a whole different other frame and region. Our people still, like I said, they stuck. They stuck. But the people who are stuck mentally in the past, that means that they don't exist in the future. I said that all the time. When you try to explain futuristic things to people and they don't get it, versus those people who get it, versus those people who are molding and shaping themselves to the future, that means, or the people versus the people who can't do that or can't see beyond that, that means they don't exist in the future. Their bloodline, their genetic don't exist. So don't go by the ignorance of these people because they're not meant to get it. Where it's very simple to certain people, others are not going to get it because their minds are trapped. They're still in a trance. They can't get out of God and the devil in Africa and Egypt. They Moorish science. They can't get out. They can't lead that. They can't get out of Moorish science, Pan-Africanism, Egyptology, 5%erism. They can't get out of none of that. Marcus Garvey, they still talking about stuff from the last millennium. So it's not meant for them to move on in the future. And they even got this these Negroes nowadays that talk about being futurists. They can't even get out of the minds of the white man. They try to make the future a concept. The future, let me explain something to you. You Negroes who sitting around here trying to make the future a concept. The future is not a concept. The future is a reality. See, because you think in a conceptualized mind, because you accepted the concepts and the philosophies and the beliefs of the white man and the other races, so there's no, you can't understand what reality is, nor can you think about a realistic or real set of circumstances or existence. You can't think like that. So everything to you is conceptualized. Everything is a philosophy or a point of view. No, it's not a philosophy. The future is not a philosophy or a point of view. It's very real. You understand? And it's going to come and bite a lot of our people in the behinds because they think everything is a joke. They think everything is, oh, well, yeah, you know, I feel where that brother going with that. I like that concept of what he said. No, it's not a concept. I don't do concepts. Concepts are like opinions. They're like personal opinions. I don't have a personal concept. This is a factual reality of what's going to happen. Because energy is not going anywhere. It's going to get stronger. And the people who can't house that energy, the people who are mentally strong enough to house that energy, they will be the rulers of tomorrow. And I said that will only be an elect few out of the black race, certain black men and black women who will evolve into a bright race of people, a solar intelligent race, a solar physically strong race of people. Their energy and their power will not come by way of weights, will not come by way of push-ups or boxing and how many times you could bust your gun, who you could wrestle. No, it's not going to come by that. Your power is going to come by the combustion of solar power, solar energy. That's going to raise the bright race up. That's going to turn them into that super race of people, those super men, those super women, the white man writing movies about. And putting his image in your image. Talking about Superman as a solar, come from a tri-solar system. And he's dressed like a reptilian in his suit. And there's a serpent on his symbol on his S is now a serpent, like I've been saying it was. Now they just put it out there as a straight up serpent. Right? Same serpent y'all was wearing on y'all crowns in ancient Egypt or ancient Kemet. It's the same thing all over again. Where the priest of Amun was wearing the red, blue, and the yellow, which is Superman's colors, right? The red sun, the blue sun, and the yellow sun, all this is real. All this is reality of an advanced race. This is the Amun beings. This is the Amun race that they're making the movies about. those aliens, those advanced people, those superhuman people, meaning superior to the humans. Don't mean that they're human. That means that they are superior to the humans. A superhuman is one who is superior to the humans. The ones who are superior to the humans are your almond beings, your almond race, not your human race. Your almond race are the superhumans, the superior, the ones who are superior to the humans, the creators of the human race. And they will breed a solar intelligent house of people, mirrors, to house their light, to house their intelligence. Ones who will be able to house their thinking, their thoughts. Superconductors, people who will advance in their intelligence, who will stream light and energy forward, who will take order, who will take control of these societies. Long after these societies are erased, new societies will come up. There will be order. See, because the black man who caught up in this revolutionary minds and the black woman who caught up in this, they thinking, oh, well, once the white man comes down, we're going to take down the white man and we're going to free our people. What are you talking about? He's the only one that's holding order here. Y'all obviously ain't, and y'all don't have the mindset to keep order. That's why he's in charge. Y'all can't get order in your own house. How you going to get order on the planet? How you going to replace him? He ain't going nowhere till you get your minds right. Until y'all take responsibility for what the hell's going on here, because everything that's happened to you from slavery on is your own damn fault. It's not nobody else's fault. And I know you don't like to hear that, but hey, tough titty. So I'm going to go ahead and answer these questions. It's been a long day. All right? It's been a long day. Let me see. And like I said, it was your fault because you trusted. You thought these people was your people. And you got to understand, trust no one who's not your people. Even you got to look cross-eyed at your own sometime if their minds are not right. So let me answer these questions. What is the sun army of the bright race? The sun army of the bright race is those who are coming, those elect that are coming out of the black race. The chosen few. Won't be the whole black race. The whole black race ain't going through this flip over. They ain't going through this transition or this transmission or this transference. They're not going through this. Right? They're not going through the transformation. Only a chosen few. And what's going to denote who goes through that transformation is those who can accept, live by, and govern themselves based on order, structure. Those who have the ability to follow orders. Those who have the ability to answer to authority. Those are the people who will inherit this new order. Right? Those are the people who will inherit the new order, the new society in the future. Not you ones who are against order. Because, see, the ones who talk about they against the order of the white man, they're the same ones who will be against a black order or whatever order. They'll be against the almond order. If the almond beings came down, they'll be against that. These are undisciplined and disorderly people, and you cannot make a covenant or a movement with these people. That's why the almond beings are not dealing with you, and he allowed the beast to do what he did to y'all. Where are they coming from? The bright race of the solar army is coming from amongst the black race, and they're going to be generated or charged up by the souls of those who had the potential within the black race. They're going to have their souls taken from them and given to the bright ones who are in a state of evolution. They're going to be charged by their power. That energy is going to be recharged, and it's going to regenerate a whole new generation of people or move them forward. Regenerate. Right? How are they being raised? They're being raised through solar intelligence. The same intelligence or the artificial intelligence you get via television, via radio, via text message and whatnot, that's the artificial form of intelligence or communication that's riding on the solar waves that are going through this planet. Right? The natural wave, the natural intelligence that's supposed to be ridden is supposed to be ridden on telepathy, psychometry, clairvoyance. That's why what you'll notice is a lot of you people who are starting to have telepathic images generated into your head, those of you who are starting to get that, you'll notice that you'll start to also cut into the things that are coming on television. You'll pick up and you'll turn on the TV and you'll be like, I was just thinking about this TV show. You cut it on, it's right on. because it's all riding on the same frequency. The television is riding, the radio is riding on the same frequency. When you cut on the radio, the song you was thinking about, come on. Same frequency, same way you'll be thinking about something, and then you turn and look at somebody, next thing they say it. It's all riding on the same communication, the same frequency. There's the artificial form of communication, and there's the natural, which is the telepathy, right? Or what we call mental capability. Right? Are they aliens? Yeah, because your black race are aliens. We are people who are alien to this world because we weren't created here. We were manifested or popped here. We were manifested here. We were brought here by way of light. Right? We were transferred here. The soul or the essence of us was transferred here. Right? So we're aliens to this planet because we were not bred in the water, nor on the ground. Right? Why must they come after the black race? Why must the solar intelligent ones come after the black race? Because the black race houses too much light, too much energy, and too many souls on the planet. They house too much energy. Because everyone in the black race has a soul, and they house too much energy. In order for the sun beings or the solar intelligent or the bright race to come, they have to house or take the souls of the black race, the ones who have potential power but are not using it. What they say, if you're not using something, you will lose it. That's what will happen to the majority of your black race. Right? So that's it. That is it. Questions, comments, because how many minutes we got to go? We got 4 minutes to go. And, if we have any questions, any comments, I'm going to be looking for an end to this broadcast. Join us Wednesday when we're going to be talking about what I want to talk about, the chosen women of the bright race. Who will be chosen? How will women be chosen in the bright race? How will women, the elect women, be chosen in the future world to come, who will be chosen from the black woman? How will the elect women be chosen? We talk about the chosen of the men. How will the women be chosen to be the elect? Those supreme female or feminine beings, how will they be chosen? We're going to be talking about that Wednesday, right? And we're going to make sense of it. It's not going to be my point of view. It's not going to be my, well, what are you trying to say? This, that, and the third, and blah, blah, blah. No, it's going to be real, based on common sense, intelligence, rationale, all right? So, what do we want to close with? Let me see. What do I want to close with? Something short, because we got 3 minutes. Let me see. Sirach, I am that I am. I am the intellectual Nuben Minkar. Well, brother, you called in too late. We got 3 minutes. Call back the next broadcast, John Welcher. You got to call back on Wednesday. We got 3 minutes left. I am the intellectual Nuben Minkar. This has been State of Intel Radio. Good night.
It's the Republic of Mentellect, rising out the black race to the bright race, out the black race to the bright race. It's the Republic of Mentellect, black race to the bright race. If it's hell, I'm in, then it's hell us. They tried everything just to spell us. Fed us religion, gave us faith.